Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the preacher. Okay. Well, guys, okay, this is my limited interpretation of what happened when the slaves were freed. Okay. When our great grandparents were freed, let's see. Okay, my nose will go back. All right. I didn't want like boogers in my nose, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, so when they were freed, like Cudjo Lewis, for example, I don't know how many G's are in front. Like, I don't know if it's like 2 or 3 G's. It's not that deep. It's not more than 2 or 3 G's. No, probably just like 2 G's in my case, but 3 at the most. So I'll just say if you guys don't mind, my great grandfather, Cudjo Lewis, um, he was brought here in 1860 on the last black cargo, you know, bringing slaves here illegally. He was brought here illegally on a boat, you know, talking about the reverse of what's going on now. My, great grandfather, one of the founders of Africatown, Alabama, which is here today. I just visited there a few years ago, and I have video here on YouTube on my channel of my visit to Africatown. Okay. So, yeah, so in 1860, he was brought here illegally, and he was a slave for like 5 years. And so he served 5 years as a slave. And in 1865, but he and like approximately 38 other slaves, um, they didn't have anywhere to go. I mean, they were captured, brought here. Um, it was a trading thing going on, some type of trading, tariff tax situation going on. And he was brought here illegally. Um, because by the time his particular ship was heading across, slavery had been abolished. I think that's the word they use. And so when slavery was quote unquote over, you know, they had nowhere to go. Where do you go? You don't own nothing. You don't. They didn't know if they had rights or not. They could barely speak the language. So they continued to live on the same plantation land, but this time they were getting paid. The only difference from the night before, finding out he was free, was payment or not, you know? So he and a group of about 30 slaves, uh, ex-slaves now, workers, they're workers now. Um, I'm sure the wages were extremely low, but they continued to work for, I don't know, at least a year or two or so, however long the history books say. Not history books, but the writer, Zora, Madame Zora Hurston, she wrote a book, Barracoon, about my great grandfather, Cudjo Lewis. So anyway, so a lot of freed slaves, freedmen. Thank you, freedmen. Um, they didn't have nowhere to be free at. They didn't own land. They didn't own a business. They didn't have homes. I mean, it was, you went from complete dependency to free with no access to anything. So they continued to work at the same place. And then they all saved their money and was able to buy enough land to call it a town, Africa Town. And they built the first church, they built their own homes, they eventually had their own bank and, all that. And it still exists today. And I went and visit there a few years ago. So I said all that to say this. Today's illegal immigrant, deportation process, which is all supposedly legal, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of similar to what my great grandfather and them went through as free slaves. I mean, they were 1 minute allowed to work without pay on the plantation. And then the next the next day, now they have to get paid for the same life that they've been living the whole time. And they don't even know what to really do with this money, really. You know. So again, like our illegal immigrants of all races from nations all over the world, different countries and, continents and, whatever geography words we're supposed to use. Um, you know, they've been working here, getting paid, not enough really to do anything legally, and all of a sudden now is brought to the forefront that they're illegal. You know what I'm saying? And now they're scrambling and running around like, okay, so what do I do with this illegal status? Just like the slaves were released with this freedom status. Well, where do I go with it? What do I do with it? So this illegal migrant deportation process is something similar. 1 minute I was cool working here doing my thing. Enough of us get together, we can make enough money, scrape up enough to, you know, do a little something, something. Now all of a sudden, what I've been doing all this time for a few generations now, possibly in some cases, now all of a sudden I'm illegal. Well, what am I supposed to do with this illegal status? Where do I go? How is this fair? You know what I mean? It's like the reverse status, but the same treatment. Reverse status, but the same treatment kind of thing. Somehow, what I'm saying and describing, which probably makes no sense, it's a part of my eternal deficit of mankind theory. How we stay in debt with Most High and how we stay in debt with one another. This is how we fail to tax one another enough, charge enough, or overcharge. Always out of balance. in some type of deficit, creating debt among one another. But even above that, with Most High, an eternal deficit that we create unnecessarily. So I don't know if what I said makes sense or not. I don't know. I'm not going to even drag it out. I am okay with just being this old, ugly black woman, unwanted, in Michigan. I'm cool with that status. It's a status that I have learned to just be like, safe, safe here. Once you get past the stigma, it is a safe place. You'd be surprised. Amazing. All right, guys, just food for thought. The kind of stuff that I think about, you know, when I hear these videos, listen to these videos of, illegal immigrants, crying out, trying to understand. How can you guys not understand? And we're like, leave, cha cha this way, and boom, boom, boom. I get it, y'all. I get it. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, wait, hmm, it's familiar. It's familiar. When I read, you know, about our history, descendants of slaves, when I read about our history, I'm like, we were treated this way. One moment we had status of slaves and we were housed and fed. Poor quality, but hey, it was there. And then overnight, now we're freedmen with nothing, scrambling around, being accused of breaking laws that we ain't had nothing to do with. We was just working. you we just been working. And now laws are flying around and we running around and you know, what's up? Now 10,000 soldiers are about to line up the Mexican border and it's like, wow. It's just interesting. That's all I can say. The comparison and stuff. It's just interesting. And now, but anyway, regardless to all that, at the end of the day, we all need to be accounted for. We all need to be classified. We all need to be recognized. You know, there's a new order in place, a new order. So we all must, you know, get in alignment, get in line, fall in line, however you want to put it. It's formation time. Get information. Or you're going to be rounded up, collected up, and shipped off somewhere. We may be online, joking, laughing, and all that. But at the same time, a lot of truth is being shared as well. It's like giving small doses of heavy medicine, strong medicine, small doses of strong, heavy, syrupy, thick medicine, So, yeah, I remember my granny used to have something called like black draw or something. So it was some kind of black, dark looking, syrupy cough syrup stuff. And then she'll put a little sugar, just regular white sugar, on that spoon, heat it up over the stove a little bit. Put it down. Yeah. So yeah, we all see what's happening, things that are greater than Trump. He's the president, but there's stuff greater than him that's going on. And the only thing that we can do is pay attention, prepare, get in line, or be prepared to be round up, gathered up, and shipped off somewhere until all this stuff is figured out. Whether you're a freedman or an illegal immigrant, we're being processed, we're being watched, and something's going to be done. We all know. So it's wartime, guys. It's wartime. And everyone has to be accounted for in order to be, quote unquote, protected. We may not agree with the protection we have, and, we may not like the shoes and outfit and all that, but at the end of the day, it's wartime, or at least we need to be prepared for war, prepared for war. And in order to prepare for war, you have to guard your home. You gotta um, make sure you have plenty of emergency food. Be able to um, protect yourself. In basic ways. We're not like GI Janes nor GI Joes out here. It's not about that. Just basic level protection. You know, and whatever your faith is, use it. So it doesn't matter right now if you're a freedman or an illegal immigrant. During war season, you need to just take guard. You need to get safe. You need to be as legal as possible. You need to at least obey, protect yourself and your family through obedience. Um, you know, don't bite the hand that feed you. Don't bite the hand that feed you. Um, know when to speak, know when to be quiet, be able to discern. Some people are authorized to speak, but most others do need to be quiet during times of war. I'm talking during times of war, not during regular times, guys, not during regular times, but during times of war. Sometimes you have to get up under the desk at school, you know. You know what I mean? Like, remember all the fire drills and tornado drills and all the drills at school and stuff? It's that kind of time, guys. Just emergency preparation. There you go. Emergency preparation time. No matter who you are, a freedman or an illegal immigrant. We all have worked and worked and worked. And when the classification change or the legal status change or whatever, we get caught up in the storm. So just hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Click like, subscribe, share my videos. I never know what I'm going to say at this point from video to video. It's just flowing. And then I just go on with my day. I mean, what else can we do, y'all? What else can we do? We're all feeling this together. We're all going through this together. And I know we like to point fingers at this person that voted over there and that person that did this. And, we all feel like we have to blame somebody, but we're all going through this together. When those tables turn, it'll be far. You know what I mean? We're such a mixed up country. We're such a mixed race, multi race country, all mixed up. So it's very difficult to point a finger and blame and it go too far without bouncing back. It's just very difficult. So at times like this, all we can do is just, obey the government that is before us. Now, is the government the most high God? No. No, that's where the faith part comes in. Let your faith kick in to allow you to endure, for you and your family to endure, you know, change of leadership, new world orders, you know, money changing, international money changing. There's just so much. It's difficult for most people to see the future, to anticipate what's going to happen. This is a time for families to unite. To unite. You don't have to, you know, be at each other's house every day, get on each other's nerves. You don't have to be doing that. But at least have your affairs in order and let it be clearly communicated what's what and what's not. You should clearly know the good and bad of everyone in your family, not so that you can use it quote unquote against them or even quote unquote for them, just so that you know your environment, who you have on your team, their strengths and weaknesses. I am so thankful to have kids, grandkids, and a few people in our life that support us. I'm thankful. I don't need more than that. I have a few neighbors and stuff. You know, you got a few good people. Be thankful. Be thankful. Be thankful if you have a few good people in your life right now. They're far and few between. And I've proven myself to my kids and grandkids that I love them and I'm here for them and I will fight for them. I will die for them. I will give my last. I am giving my last to my family, period. And it's not about them earning it or deserving it or none of that. It's because That's what Most High says to do. I might not have been good enough to be left anything either. Somebody obeys somebody somewhere, and I'm being blessed while I'm alive. And I'm thankful for it. Very thankful. And again, you don't have to talk to a person every day. You don't have to get on each other's nerves if that's the way it is in order to obey Most High when it comes to inheritance in the kingdom, not only just in heaven, but on earth here too. All right, so I'm gonna stop rambling. All right, you all be blessed and click like, subscribe, share my videos, click the notification bell. Keep on tuning in, support me. You know, even if you don't like me, it's okay. If I'm a good storyteller, hey, just listen. You know, what else we doing? The world is trying to blow up. You know, the world is catching itself on fire, blowing itself up, just fighting all the time. You can listen to me. You know, it's not gonna hurt you. I just might be making some sense. But if not, I'm just this crazy, ugly old lady out of Detroit. You know, it is what it is. Okay, guys. Oh, I'm not monetized anywhere on social media at all. I'm not monetized. So if you want to be a blessing to me, my PayPal, Cash App, $ Dr. Leisha the Preacher. Okay. Bye.